This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
RTV6 is working for you, staying on top of the latest developments in the coronavirus outbreak and its impact on our community. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Griffin. Let's get right to the latest numbers. Since Friday, there have been 3 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Indiana, bringing the state total to 15. The new cases were reported in Marion, LaPorte, and Wells counties. The Indiana State Department of Health says 89 people have been tested for the coronavirus, while none have died. Restrictions are already in place at most central Indiana hospitals because of flu concerns, but today 2 health groups announced updated rules in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. IU Health says beginning tomorrow, no visitors will be allowed at any of its hospitals. Exceptions will be considered where a patient can receive 1 visitor in a few specific areas, such as the neonatal intensive care unit, pediatrics, the emergency department, and outpatient surgery. 2 visitors per patient will be allowed in end-of-life situations, and a patient being directly admitted to the hospital will be allowed a visitor at the time of admission only. And beginning Monday morning at 7 a.m., Franciscan Health is banning all visitors at its 3 medical campuses in Indy, Mooresville, and Carmel. And like IU Health, exceptions will be made, allowing 1 visitor in certain departments, among them emergency, labor and delivery, and pediatrics. Your best bet is to check with any hospital first if you are planning to visit someone. And speaking of testing, the Food and Drug Administration granted emergency approval for a new test made at Roche Diagnostics. The company's North American headquarters are in Indianapolis. Roche is sending 500,000 tests to labs across the country right now. The new tests are different from the current tests being used in the U.S. Roche officials say you can get results in as little as 3 hours, opposed to days in some cases. Roche created the test in 6 weeks. That process usually takes about 18 months. And our Rafael Sanchez talked with the state's top health commissioner about the challenges of the current COVID-19 testing being done.
How many have we tested?
So that's a problem. We, with LabCorp testing now, we don't know how many individuals have been tested across the state, because as the State Department of Health, we only get reports back on the positives. So really how widespread the testing is in the state right now, we don't get negatives back.
There has been some pushback. The public wants a test. People want to go to the local pharmacy. They want to go to Amazon. They want to buy something to say, I took this test and I don't have it, or I took this test and I have it and I want to protect my family. Why can't we get the test?
So the test is out there. I mean, we have test kits, but we have limited numbers, and limited amount of reagents to do the test. So we have to make sure right now we are really focusing on our highest risk populations, as I mentioned. LabCorp opens up another avenue for people to get tests done. There's just a longer turnaround time. Quest is online for the West Coast, but we will have other companies here locally in the state of Indiana that come on board and help us with this very soon.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Rafael, thank you. And tonight, grocery stores across the state are working to keep their shelves stocked as they see an increase in customers looking to stock up on food and supplies. Governor Holcomb signed an executive order that extends the hours that truckers can move freight to keep grocery stores operating normally. Before signing this, drivers of commercial vehicles, including those who deliver food and goods to Indiana businesses, were limited to driving 11 hours per day when they received 10 hours of rest. We talked to truckers today at a very busy Pilot Travel Center on Harding Street. Some worry drivers may push themselves too far, creating a dangerous situation on the roads.
My gut feeling is saying that there's some impatient drivers out here only focusing on money and not themselves, and they're going to end up getting hurt because they're not making rational decisions. They're only going to see dollar signs.
There's so much of these at the distribution centers right now. I mean, just go into one. I mean, you're talking buildings that are 500,000, 700,000, 1 million square feet, and they're stocked with product right now. As long as the trucks are rolling, stuff's going to get delivered.
The executive order does not specifically outline how much longer drivers can stay on the road. It says that the governor has waived the regulations if the restrictions prevent drivers from getting goods to stores during this public health emergency. We have reached out to local trucking companies, but we are still waiting to hear back. Meanwhile, stores like Walmart say they are working to replenish items quickly, but diverting products to the areas of the country where they are needed most and routing deliveries directly to those stores. Tonight, an Indianapolis man who is being forced to work from home during the coronavirus pandemic says he couldn't just sit around without making sure his neighbors are taken care of. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to explain how he sparked a community effort that keeps growing by the minute.
People have volunteered to help with schooling, help with babysitting, help make doctor's trips. So whatever they can do, they're offering to help.
Jeff Kaplan is the man who got the ball rolling in Ivy Hills on the northeast side. He realized while events are getting canceled and people are being told to work from home, there's plenty to be done.
Well, I got the idea as I was telling my kids to think about getting their service hours completed.
Lecturing his children helped him to see the need in his own community, since many elderly people are reluctant to get out to the stores due to COVID-19 restrictions.
If they can do it, I can do it.
He took an idea in its purest form to his neighborhood page on Facebook. From there, the initiative took off. It's now turned into a community group on Slack, an application made just for groups.
I came up with the name Help in the Hood, and just help each other. The people who are maybe afraid to ask for help, we're here for you.
Dozens have already signed up, and his phone just keeps dinging with notifications from people ready to grab a shopping cart and do their part for a neighbor in need.
This morning when I woke up, I had 14 more people who were part of this community group that we're now communicating. I made a grocery run today for somebody and was able to drop it off, and everyone was happy.
Next, he plans to knock on doors just to make sure he isn't missing anyone who might need help. He says as long as the coronavirus poses a threat, he plans to keep bringing comfort to his community. Working for you in Ivy Hills, Troy Washington, RTV6.
All right, Troy, thank you. Well, tonight, a local business owner who is directly impacted by event cancellations due to the coronavirus is also shifting his focus to giving back to families in need. Staff members at Nameless Catering in Noblesville are spending the weekend cooking up all the food that was supposed to be served at events. Instead, they are packaging up individual meals that can be reheated to give out to local families. They are helping people out who may have lost their hours or who can't work right now due to the virus.
We're all in this together. We're going to help out as long as we can, and we love doing it.
I know that we're kind of living by the minute right now, and so right now this is the thing that feels like the right thing to do. I mean, what else do I do? Sit at home and look out the window?
The best way to get in touch with Nameless Catering if you are in need or know someone who is in need is by emailing them or texting them. All that information is on their website, namelesscatering.com. AMC Theaters, which has several locations in Indianapolis, is sending out guidance to customers and employees about the steps being taken to limit the spread of the virus. Those include limiting seat capacity in every AMC auditorium by capping ticket availability to 50% normal seating capacity at every single show. So in a theater with 500 seats, only 250 tickets will be sold, and the show will be listed as sold out. They're also focusing on enhanced theater cleaning, and once every hour they are cleaning areas that are commonly touched, like the kiosks, countertops, and the restrooms. With so much information out there, we want to help you and your family navigate the coronavirus. Everything you need to know now is in one place, including all event cancellations, postponements, and school closings. Just go to theindychannel.com. Now let's check your Storm Team 6 forecast with meteorologist Kyle Mounds. Kyle, a snowy Saturday.
Yeah, and today's weather giving us a reminder that we've still got a few days of winter here in central Indiana. And check out Madison County here, picking up about 5.5 inches of snow today in Edgewood, 4.5 there in Anderson. You can see those totals. They start to dwindle as you work your way to the south. Indianapolis picking up just over an inch of snow. And at this point, the bulk of the snow shower activity has moved into the eastern eastern portion of the state, still a few snow showers around Richmond, Connorsville, and Rushville. Not really expecting any additional accumulation with that, but we've got another band of some precipitation back here in Illinois, and that'll be sliding our way here as we go through the next few hours. Right now, our temperatures, they are sitting above the freezing mark, so slowly but surely, we're still melting away a little bit of that snow. It's 35 downtown, 37 in Bloomington. Feels colder, though. We've got that east and northeast breeze around 15 miles per hour. So as we go through the next few hours, we have cloudy skies now. As we get to around 9 o'clock this evening, we'll see that other band that's back in Illinois bringing a few additional snow showers. Temperatures, though, shouldn't move too much. We're still in the low to mid 30s by 11 o'clock.
Kyle, thank you. Coming up, President Trump at first refused to get tested for COVID-19 after coming into contact with people known to have the virus. But today, he is singing a much different tune. That's straight ahead.
Huntington, welcome.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
President Trump confirms he took a coronavirus test on Friday night. Trump also told reporters at a White House briefing that he had his temperature taken before stepping into the room, and it was, quote, totally normal. Trump has held out in testing for days, despite his interactions with at least 3 people who have since tested positive. Trump has also said people should get away from handshaking.
I mean, getting away from shaking hands is a good thing, and possibly that's something that comes out of this. Maybe people shouldn't be shaking hands for the long term because it does transmit flu and other things, you know.
Yesterday, the president announced a national emergency declaration. He says it will free up $50 billion in federal funds to fight the spread of the virus. He says steps including waiving certain regulations to provide more flexibility for doctors and hospitals responding to the outbreak. Italy has reported its biggest day-to-day jump in number of infected cases of COVID-19. Health officials recorded nearly 3,500 new cases in 24 hours. That's roughly a 20% increase in cases from the day before. Italy's total cases now tally at just over 21,000. The death toll rose by 175 since yesterday, bringing the total to more than 1,400. Vice President Mike Pence confirmed today the U.S. will broaden its European travel ban, adding the United Kingdom and Ireland to the list. Under the restrictions on European travel, American citizens, green card holders, and others are still allowed to return home to the U.S., but will be funneled to 13 airports and be subject to health screenings and quarantine orders. The ban takes effect on Monday. And as you know, health officials encourage you to stay home from work if you are not feeling well. But many Americans are afraid to call in sick for fear of losing out on a much-needed paycheck. This is especially true for hourly workers. Today, Vice President Mike Pence offered some reassurance.
If you're an hourly wage earner in America, you need not be concerned about staying home. If you're sick, stay home. You're not going to miss a paycheck because of this legislation that's moving through the Congress. We'll make sure that your employer, including small businesses, have the ability to provide paid leave to you.
The legislation Vice President Pence refers to as the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, approved by Congress overnight. It provides direct relief to Americans suffering physically, financially, and emotionally from the coronavirus pandemic. The Senate is expected to take up on the bill on Monday afternoon. Democratic Congressman Andre Carson says legislation like this is long overdue. He sent us this statement saying, quote, "We shouldn't wait until a pandemic to implement these types of common sense measures. They should have been in place long ago. This legislation will help our nation's healthcare system respond to crisis and deliver care that will benefit all Americans, not just the few." Now we want to get a check of your Storm Team 6 forecast again. Heading into work, Kyle, the roads weren't great, but not too bad. They were mainly kind of slushy.
Yeah, because a lot of the snow melted on the roadways because that temperature stayed around or just above freezing. And good news is that's pretty much where we are right now. So that will continue to help things out here, at least in the short term. But this map does not look like the middle of March at all. You can see some warmer air off to the south, but the 30s taking up a big chunk chunk of real estate here, even into portions of the Dakotas. They've got temperatures in the 20s, and I think many areas will be in the 20s here tonight. Right now, 35 in Indy and Muncie, 36 for you in the Lafayette area. Here's a look at Storm Team 6 radar. Things a whole lot more quiet than they've been for much of the day. Still a few of those flurries, light rain showers around Lafayette into Delphi, Kokomo, and Peru. As we check out TrueCast, here's 7 o'clock this evening. That band that sits back into Illinois now will continue to slide our way, bringing a few of those light rain and snow showers once again. But I don't think we'll have those rates like we did earlier today, allowing for much in the way of any additional accumulation. So as we put TrueCast into motion through the overnight, the precipitation will move out of here. We'll stay with mostly cloudy skies, and temperatures by tomorrow morning, especially where we've got some of that snow on the ground, going to be dropping back to 26 degrees for you in Lafayette and Muncie, 27 in the city, 30 in Bloomington and Columbus, where you didn't see a whole lot of snow out there today, mainly a chilly rain for you. We dry things out in our Sunday forecast. Still a good deal of cloud cover, but I think we do see a little more sunshine out there, certainly than what we had today. Temperatures remaining on the cooler side for this time of year, though. Temperatures in the 30s, eventually getting into the 40s, but with that northeast breeze, it'll feel more like the 20s and 30s throughout the day. Our high temperature, 44 in Indy, 48 for you in Columbus, and 43 Sunday afternoon in Muncie. So certainly a better day, but those temperatures are going to be looking a whole lot better here as we get into the early part of the work week, with temperatures back around 50, even into the middle 50s on Tuesday. Of course, that is St. Patrick's Day for us, and if you do have some plans here, what you can expect, maybe a stray shower out there. A mild day, though, at 55 with those mostly cloudy skies in place. 7-day planning forecast, we put it all together for you, and things are fairly quiet through St. Patrick's Day. Then we get into a period of rain, possibly a few rumbles of thunder here going into Thursday, as we'll have high temperatures well into the 60s. But next weekend, that's when the cool air takes over once again. Right now, it doesn't look like we'll have snow, but a high of just 42 on Saturday.
Today was definitely a good day. If you didn't have any plans, just relax,
stay inside,
watch a movie,
exactly.
hang out. All right, thank you, Kyle. Well, we've all seen the images of panic buying in the stores as people stockpile supplies. But what food products should you be stocking up on? The answer when the news at 6 continues.
Toyota, let's go places.
Store shelves across the country have been emptied as things such as cleaning products, paper towels, and canned goods as Americans stock up amid the growing coronavirus pandemic. Here's ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi with the details.
Amid the growing coronavirus pandemic, people streaming to their local stores where they're finding long lines just to get in.
It was quite crowded, and we had to wait outside for about 20 minutes before they let us in.
Experts are calling it fear contagion, and those fears pushing people to panic buy.
There's no water bottles, there's no bleach, Clorox wipes.
And that panic leading to empty shelves in stores across the country as shoppers look to stock up on essentials. Health experts say shoppers should concentrate on items that are part of a healthy diet, but also stock up on staples.
You get the rice, the beans, the spaghetti, things like that, peanut butter. If you have all that on hand, you don't have to make as many trips to the grocery and be in touch with other people.
Two supermarket chains, Publix and North Carolina-based Harris Teeter, announcing they will be closing all locations early each evening to concentrate on cleaning and restocking store shelves. Now, if you want to avoid stores altogether, the CDC is suggesting other ways of getting groceries, such as through delivery services.
You can ask the delivery service to leave the groceries outside your door or in a neutral place if you're concerned about contact with the driver.
In terms of medical products, the CDC says be sure to have over-the-counter medicines and medical supplies to treat fever and other symptoms. Most people will be able to recover from COVID-19 at home. CVS announcing it's working on plans to facilitate COVID-19 testing, and the drugstore chain adding it's taking other steps to help, such as waiving charges from home delivery of prescription medications and making diagnostic testing and telemedicine visits available with no copay. Another concern is price gouging, and the DOJ issued a warning saying it will not hesitate to bring criminal charges against companies and individuals caught engaging in such activity. Mona Kosar-Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Lease on Ultima.
Work One Indy will still be available for people looking for work during the COVID-19 outbreak. The Work One Indy American Job Center on Shadeland Avenue will remain open. However, community services at other locations will be discontinued while the Indianapolis Public Library and adult education locations are closed. Workers who have lost their jobs due to event cancellations or temporary business closures should first file for unemployment. We have all those details on the RTV6 app. The Indianapolis Zoo wants customers to know it is open and staff members are taking precautions to safeguard your health. That includes closing indoor exhibit buildings until further notice. They will be limiting dolphin presentations to 200 guests. They are cleaning more frequently with disinfectant solutions and also increasing the number of sanitizer dispensers all throughout the zoo. Kyle, not the best day for the zoo.
No, they probably weren't too busy because of the snow. This was the scene in Zionsville earlier today. Good news is tomorrow that snow continues to melt away and will warm things up. Highs in the 50s and 60s next week.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you for joining us. Have a great night.